Right, so the last two videos that I've put out for Etsy have been basically trashing Etsy a bit. The first one about Etsy ads exposed, and the second one about the whole SEO webinar. Time for something good. So I always say that I will praise Etsy when praise is due. I've got two pieces of really important information to give you today. And the first one is that Etsy is now rolling out visual search on iOS. So if you have an Apple, you can now take pictures of the item that you want to find in Etsy search or in the Etsy marketplace, and then Etsy will go and find that product for you. You can also upload an image for Etsy to then visually search for you. This is massive. So this is a really, really good development. And I've been telling you guys for probably 2 years now, video and photo are the future of Etsy. So text search, if you think about it, type text search, it's almost like a outdated method to find things that you're looking for. Visual is so much more, it just feels more current, more contemporary. And you know, keywords and, have I got the right search term? It's just going to get less and less important. Visual search is going to become more and more important. So this leads me on to my critical point. This is rolling out now. It's already happening. So if you're iOS, unlike me, because I'm Android, and Android always seems to get left behind. I've got a Samsung A12, by the way. Never get an A12 Samsung phone. It is shocking. Terrible Wi-Fi, poor battery, terrible. Anyway, moving on. If you're an Apple user, you could use this now. And my point is, get into the habit, and this is something that I teach all my clients, and I'm teaching you guys with photography. Do not have busy, cluttered photography. If people are going to be using visual search, and I think they will, you don't want bracelets or necklaces with plants and on a busy background, or on a teacup, or hanging on Don't have lots of stuff going on in your pictures. Keep it really, really simple. So the primary image, which is the one that Etsy is going to go and look for, needs to be the product front and center with as little distraction as possible. Honestly, that's a huge tip. I guarantee you will get more visual searches from compared to people that use staging and props and lots of accessories in the image. You don't need it. Keep it simple, and your visual searches will be really good, really good. So that's a big development, and that's the first thing I wanted to tell you. And the second thing I want to tell you, another good thing. So this is an Etsy good thing day, good video today. Is that Etsy Star Seller, they are testing ranking star seller shops. Let me be clear, testing. So as some of you will hopefully know, I know that some of you do know, and also for new people, when Etsy says it's testing something, it doesn't mean it's going to become reality. But they've got to give something more to us sellers that have Star Seller. It's not enough to give you 3 badges. Oh, wow, it doesn't do anything. No one cares about Star Seller. However, you start saying, well, we're going to start to prioritize Star Sellers in search, then it becomes very important. And then everyone is going to start caring about Star Seller, me included. You'll hear my tone change immediately for Star Seller if they start to actually roll out ranking ability to Star Seller, which makes sense. I know that Star Seller's not perfect. I've already been over it in the past about the pieces of Star Seller that don't make sense. However, broadly speaking, even though the mechanism itself is misaligned and there's faults in it, having sellers that are adhering to these policies, ranking higher, means Etsy can kind of trust them more than other sellers that don't. I get it, why they're going to, then they have to do this. They've got to give something back to the sellers, because getting Star Seller is difficult. It's frustrating. It's a nightmare. They've got Etsy, they're crazy. I've got to get a little bit of crazy into today's positive video. They've got the auto reply thing. right? They give you the auto reply thing, but it's for 5 days. I mean, it's just stupidity. Just make it eternity. And that, you know, because we have to keep going back in and refreshing it every 5 days. Anyway, I won't trash them in today's video. It's mostly good. So be aware, it's coming. I believe they're going to do this. They are going to introduce prioritizing for star seller shops, and I get why they do that. So, little Saturday video for you. I wasn't expecting to do this, but I saw this news and I had to share it with you. Get into my comments. Tell me what you think about visual search. What's your thoughts on it? Tell me what you think. I think it's a great idea. I think it's really good. You tell me what you think. And star seller, tell me your thoughts on star seller. Are you a star seller? Have you noticed any differences in your shop since you became a star seller? And how hard is it to keep the star seller badge? I find it really hard. Cheers guys, see you in the next one.